Sandrine Langlade, born in France, living and working in the Netherlands. Sandrine has been exhibiting mainly in Europe in cities like Berlin, Barcelona, Florence, Venice, in USA, in Miami, New York City, in South America, in Bogota, Colombia, and Brasilia, Brazil. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Sandrine, exhibiting in all these continents, how do you perceive the reaction, the engagement, and the interpretation of your artwork from the public in these different continents?
Well, it's interesting. I would say in Latin America, they love colors. So, and I definitely work on colors first. So I love them for loving my colors, and it works well there. It's also special because my first exhibition ever was in Brazil, in Porto Alegre. And so this place will always have a special space in my heart.
They're vibrant.
Yeah. In the United States, they mostly like my large-scale artworks. It's really the country where the large scales go first. So the last one was sold in Miami during Spectrum, the art fair. It was one of my largest paintings at that time, last year. And yeah, it's very like, they like big artworks from me, from what I noticed. And in Europe, it's it's a lot of different countries. So it depends on the countries. The German, they are attracted by, if you know my collection, my series, Piece of Joy, most of the artworks from Piece of Joy were sold to German collectors. This is interesting.
Big art press in Germany, yes.
Yeah, and then Switzerland, Luxembourg, they like the figurative part of my work. While in France, they go for abstracts. They prefer my abstracts. I sell better my abstracts in France. Interesting. In Netherlands, it's in between because they love those semi-abstracts. So you can recognize real things or shapes, but it's still mixed with abstracts. And in France, they would go, they like abstract, but they would go for le coup de cœur, the crush. Or they invest because in France there is this law to promote contemporary art. If you buy art from living artists, French, then you get a tax refund. So sometimes it's also the reason, which is also a good reason.
You do this abstract expressionism art with a lyrical composition. However, they reflect, to me personally, the art music without sound, but it's an explosion of colors. Is there any specific music you are inspired with, or what is your mainly inspiration?
Yeah, well, it's also an interesting question because there is definitely a music in my art. So I will answer in two parts. First, my inspiration comes from my native island, Reunion Island, which is near Madagascar. It's a French island.
Oh.
And it's very bright, colorful, warm, and explosive because we have on this island one of the most active volcanoes in the world. So every like 4 or 5 times a year, it gets big, spectacular explosions, and I guess you can see that in my work. But also, when you say the music part is very important, and what you noticed from the lyrical thing, because my art is most of the time apparented to lyrical abstraction, and music has a big part in my life. So music and dance as well. You see a lot of movements in the artworks I make, and you can, like, behind each artwork, there is a music that I think about, or a music that you will interpret. Maybe we don't associate the same music to the same artworks, but there is a music. And I love actually the lyrical music, the opera, because it's very intense, and they communicate their passion when they sing and when they play the instruments, and it works very well with me. I love this. It's
Yes, yes.
a good way to transmit emotions, strong emotions, and you go deep in the emotions it creates.
Well, definitely your paintings, when I see them, is like I said, dance of color. It has so many notes. Fascinating. When it comes to your spiritual ego, no, that is good, but unfortunately, it comes in and out within all of us. How do you feel about obtaining 3 art awards in year 2018? The Leonardo da Vinci in Florence, the tribute to Tiziano in Venice, and the Giulio Cesare in Rome.
Yeah, exactly. That year was crazy, 2018. And thank you, Italy. I love you. You know that already, right? And they love my abstracts. So that's I'm really thankful. And it actually opened a lot of doors. It opened quite a number of opportunities for me.
Okay.
So yes, it was a very good year. Very good surprise. I already loved Italy before, but now we really have a special story.
Now, what is a daily experience during the process of painting?
In the day-to-day, when I practice painting in the creative process, I don't plan anything before I start a spontaneous artwork. And the result is always surprising. So I like it
Even
too.
for you.
Yeah, and so I let my paintbrush drive my mind until a certain point where my mind comes over again and decides to go in this or that direction. But first, it's completely intuitive.
Who is the artist that inspires you the most, dead or alive, and why?
There is one, and he's, oh my God, since the beginning,
Okay,
Kandinsky.
of course, yes.
He's my master, he's my soulmate.
Soulmate.
I really feel his work, and I can admire, like, each time I saw Kandinsky for real, I was completely astonished, I couldn't speak. And I especially love his Blue Rider period,
Okay.
when he started to be a bit disruptive. And he's also a great theoretician of art, and he has everything. Thank you, Kandinsky, for giving me this passion and inspiring me every day.